boys and 7 girls who each have a part of you, and watch them become sensible, intelligent men and women, taking on their own lives. You saw them get married. You saw them give birth to so many babies that have a little part of you as well. You saw the babies get married, and now they're having babies. There's a time for everything, and you've been able to see that time. It's really a remarkable gift that God has given to you, to be able to see it all. Do you know that one time I was in Florida, and I baptized one of Peggy's grandchildren. And I never have seen it before, and I haven't seen it since, I don't think. Because I don't think any of the other kids can say this, although maybe Mike can. But not only was the grandparents at the baptism, but so were the great-grandparents. And the great-grandparents drove to the baptism. And they all were as bright and as sharp as anybody that you ever want to meet. Just really remarkable to be able to see all of the women that your sons chose and your grandsons chose. He's still praying for a couple of grandsons who haven't gotten married yet. We'll work on that. And your daughters and granddaughters. And I think there's one granddaughter that's not married, maybe 2. But she's really in love with some guy in Oregon, so she might be soon free. We thought maybe she'd bring him with her so that we can look at him, but she didn't. She had to work. And so I think what I envy about you is that you can relive your life as your wife did, with each of your sons and each of your daughters and each of the grandchildren. You know, and to be amazed at being able to see Lucy sitting next to you, Tom, all the rest of them, running around as little kids. And now the great-grandchildren are running around like little kids as well. There has never, ever been, in the time that you've lived, not children of every age, not children of every kind of thought and imagination. And you have something to do with all of them. You have something to do with teaching them. This man, if nothing else in the work field, really taught his children the work ethic. And a lot of his children met their partners also working at the dairy. And most all the grandchildren worked at the dairy at some point. And some of them met their husbands or wives at the dairy as well. That dairy not only gave them money to put food on the table and ice cream to eat for dessert, it gave them all a chance to meet others and to develop a work ethic that they could really own because it was part of it. And you saw all of that. You saw that dairy. I think you said it started out as a Red Rose Dairy until come to the stage it is today. Before they got that award that made the butter pecan world famous, they had that little diner there. I don't know if any of you I'm sure a lot of you have been to that little bit. I don't know what the women's job was like, but the men's job, you had to sort of move the cows out of the way so that you could do your business. And now they have a really fancy kind of restaurant that not only gives you ice cream, but all other kinds of food. And I don't know if you've learned this on your own or not. I'm somebody who really loves BLTs, and they have the best BLTs in Metro Detroit. I promise you that. So get a BLT. I always have nice onions on top of the BLT and butter pecan. And I used to drive from Highland Park out here just to be able to get that. And so, time that you see this business grow, time that your sons, that you see your sons and your grandsons, and your daughters and granddaughters, and your daughters-in-law, and sons-in-law, all get involved in stuff and being able to really do great things for themselves. Time has really been your friend. And I think what is really neat is that you haven't wasted it at all. That you've really done a good job of teaching these kids how important family is, how important faith is. Although I usually give your wife a little bit more credit than you for making the faith built. She kind of kept you on the straight and narrow too. So it really was, this is a family in which faith is a basic part life and of living. And he and his wife were also really patient because he let his kids grow. You know, work out their own lives. Always knowing they can come home whenever they want. There'll always be love. There'll always be a place for them. Patient to watch the grandchildren grow. And some of them for a time lived at home. A lot of people who just needed a place to live, lived at home. And so they just taught everything that was really amazing about life and about living. And what I think is really remarkable about this man's gift of life, until his wife died, but all of these people, that's one of the great-grandchildren I want you to know she's here. You can stay here, it's not bothering me. Of all of the people that make up this family, it is absolutely amazing to me that until his wife died, only 2 sons-in-law, Jim and Carlos, died. And so he had the experience of losing someone who was just really a part of his life. Even in that time before his own wife died. There's just a lot of things that happen here. He's part of a remarkable kind of community. It seems like all the people that work in the dairy business, and I know a number of them, are just really good, honest, faithful kind of people. And he was happy to be a part of it. And they were his friends as well as his competitors. He saw the time when his sons drove the milk trucks all over creation. And now the time is a little bit different, but some of them drive bigger and fancier trucks now. I thought maybe the whole place would fall apart if it wasn't for the women in the family, but they always do work inside the office and keep things going. So, a work ethic, a faith ethic. You've got a life, live it, what he would say. And one of the things, I want you to know that he worked hard, but this guy was also pampered, believe me, and he still is. And when Pat died, I was at the house, and he said, you know what? Not only do I not know where the toilet paper is kept, I don't know how to put it on a little station bag. We have before us something to keep in mind. There's a time for everything in your life and in mine under heaven. But we have someone we know and we love who was gifted with time to be able to see so much of the things that happen under heaven. To laugh with us, to cry with us, to really admire the things that happen to us, to encourage us, and to always tell whoever is part of the fire that you're not going to make it without faith and family and good friends. And if you don't believe it, he'll say, look at my life. And I think it's good to be here with you. I'm impressed with the man that you are.